So one of the first thing that you should do when you decide to organize your business in Progreda is going to be uploading your contacts. Okay, so you're gonna click on contacts, and this is a list of a well-looking list of contacts, right? So I can tell because I see the business name down below. I see that there's tags here. I see the creation date. I see email addresses and so forth. But let's go to an account that it would look like if there was no contacts in the account. So I'm going to go to this specific account here. This is one of our other demonstration accounts. And so this here, if I go to contacts, there's no records found, and because there's no contacts here. So the first thing that you should look when you decide to use Progreda, that when you first get your account, and let's say you haven't connected your email account yet, the first thing you should do is add your contacts. So this is how you add your contacts. So you're going to click on contacts, go to the plus sign button, and then you can type it in two ways manually, or if you have the marketing automation suite, you can upload a CSV file. So we're going to type in the contact. Let's use Jennifer demo tester. Okay, and then let's put an email. So jdemo@tester.com, and let's put a phone number for her, 310-598-6616. Okay, and then you could choose if the contact is a customer currently or if they're a lead who could be a potential customer. When you see DND here, this means do not disturb. That's what that means. So that means that we won't be marketing to them. The software will recognize that this is a DND, do not disturb, meaning that if you attempt to send an email to this person in a marketing sequence, it won't work for this particular individual. But because we want to maintain the record, the person's name will stay inside of the software. So this just means that we're opting them out of marketing campaigns, okay? Now, there's so many different ways, and I'm going to create a different video of all the different ways to get leads and have leads enter the system. But this specific video is about uploading leads into the software. Now, let me introduce you to the contact record panel. In the contact record panel, you'll see all the activity for the lead. Meaning, every time they visit a web page, you'll see all that information here on the side. Any task that's pending for the person, you can always add a new task. For example, that could be remember to send contract, and then you might put a description here. So it could be contract for $25,000 to complete services, whatever your services could look like. Okay, if you have multiple team members, you can assign it to other people in the company. If you're just by yourself, you just click save. Okay, then in the dashboard, when you go to the dashboard, you'll be able to see all contacts, all tasks for all specific contacts. So for example, we see here Jennifer demo tester that we just put in. We have to remember to send the contract. So we can click that and then open it back up to go back to the task. So this allows you to really be organized. So you can do this for 100 contacts. So that way, instead of you having like a to-do list or a notepad and trying to remember off a notepad, your business is completely organized by having this task list here. So also you can remember, hey, you told the customer that you're gonna send example of work, or send a portfolio, So for example, for certain businesses, you gotta send a portfolio of past work, right? And let them know, send them, you can remind yourself, send them the graphics portfolio. So this is, let's say, for example, you do marketing or something of the like, and you have a video portfolio versus a graphics portfolio. So that way you can essentially remember to send that person that information and click save. Okay, so now you see all the tasks that's pending for that specific person. You could also edit it if you want to change the date. So let's say right now I'm recording this on December 2021, but let's say I told the customer that I'll do this in March of 2022. So let's click save, and then this is not going to be in yellow because it is not near the due date. but the due date is March of 2022. You can also take notes of that specific client. So let's say that you're on a phone call with the person, and the person, you're in a clothing business, and the person gives you their size, their weight, their height, their age, for whatever reason. You can save that in a note and save that information. So the person could say, hey, size 16, they weigh 175, their height is 5'11", and their age is 38. Okay, so you can save that information here in the notes. Okay, and you can add as much notes as possible. In my company, we tell our staff to put notes with every single interaction, so that way once we get a phone call or we have someone asking us a specific question, we can always refer back to the notes. This software, Progreda, is really about keeping your business completely 100% organized and setting your business up so that way if 1,000 people came into your business this week, potential customers came into your business this week, you have the processes and the procedures to keep everyone and everything completely organized. So you can put the notes there. If the person has scheduled an appointment, you can schedule. If the person has scheduled an appointment, you would see that in the appointments tab. You click here to book an appointment. So let's say you're talking to the person. The email is already here. The phone number is already here. So, and you already have your calendar set up. So let's say that, hey, when are you available? Let's do the 22nd. And the software will choose the slots that you're actually available. It'll let you know when you're available. So you can say, hey, let's do Wednesday the 22nd at 11 a.m. How does that work? The person says, great. Now, for you to keep yourself organized, you can put additional notes. The client will see this. Your potential customer will see this. So you can put additional notes here to speak about the proposal that we discussed. Okay. And then let's click save. And then now that appointment is going to be there. Okay, so when you go to your calendar, you'll also see that appointment here. Now it'll automatically send an email to this person of that appointment and also put it on your calendar. Okay, so that's just the tail end of like the contact records board. Now here we have general information. General information is preset. This will include your client's business name, their address, their city, their state, their zip code, their website, okay? But you can add custom values. So here's how you would do that. You'll go to the settings. Then you'll go to custom values. And let's add a custom value. So let's say, for example, that, not custom values, I apologize, not custom values. You're gonna go to custom fields. So let's say, for example, it's very important to you to segment people by the industry that they're in, okay? So what you can do is type in text. So let me just go back here to show you the difference. Text, large text, numerical. Numerical means that the information that's gonna be here has to be a number. So this could be, for example, weight. This could be an example of an ID number. Let's say you're using another software for whatever reason outside of Progreda. That is, for example, I'll share with you why we use numerical numbers. So we have life insurance agents and insurance agencies using Progreda, and let's say it's Allstate or State Farm, and State Farm gives that person a policy number. So let me use that as an example. So the policy number is a numerical number. You can use the phone as a type of field that it's going to be. It could be money, it could be a checkbox, it could be a date, it could be a signature, and so forth. So let's use numerical. And let's call this policy number. Okay. For the placeholder, we can have the placeholder. The placeholder is going to be what's going to be essentially not highlighted. So we'll just copy this. So policy number, and the type of custom field is typically going to be contact. So you're going to click save. Now, once we go back into the contact records, this is now going to be created, additional info. So you'll click additional info, and now we see policy number. So we can put the policy number, but right now I'm literally trying to type now remember the placeholder is like what's going to be grayed out here. That's what the placeholder means. So you can type in the word enter policy number here, for example. But so I'm trying to type in a letter. Nothing works. Why? Because I put it has to be numerical. So let's put a policy number. So this is the policy number. Let's say that I work for State Farm, and this is what's important to me in my business, this policy number. So you can view this person's policy number inside of the account. Okay, let's go back to settings. Let's go to custom fields. I keep getting to switch custom values and custom fields. Custom values is another element in the software. But custom fields, let's go add another custom field. So let's have this be, let's use a radio button. So in different businesses, you may have to separate the type of client that they are. They have to be either one or the two. So for example, in one of my previous businesses, I trained speakers. So I can put current speaker. So this could help me determine if the person is a current speaker. Is client a current speaker, meaning that they are speaking before, okay? Yes, as an option. No, as an option. Now you can have it be whatever you wanted to say. So I could say yes, current speaker, and then not a current speaker. And when I say speaker, I'm talking about like speaking on stage. So let's click save. Now when I go back and I go to the contact record here and I go to additional information, I can choose one of the two. That's what radio means. Radio means that it's a radio button, that it's one of the two. So you can add as many custom fields as you want that's specific about your business. We have people who do real estate transactions using Progreda. So for example, we might have it be monetary. And let's call this investment or investment, or we could just call this liquid. So how much does the investor have liquid to invest? So this is for people like, say, for example, they're in real estate and they want to find out how much the person has liquid to invest. So we see the placeholder. So this was the placeholder, and then this is the section here. So because we chose monetary, it's going to keep the dollar sign there. And let's put, for example, $100,000 right there. So $100,000, and you click save. Now the beauty of Progreda is that it allows you to really completely be 100% organized. So in that example where I showed you liquid, how much that person was liquid financially, if you're an investor and this is important to you, so you can actually filter people. So as you add more contacts, so let me just add another contact, and let's put John Demo Tester here, okay? John Demo Tester, this is John's email, john@gmail.com, and then let's put his phone number, 1234, okay? All right, so let me add a real number, 598, 310. So 310-598-6610. Okay, and let's click save. So now we just added a new account. So let's put that this person is liquid $50,000. As an example, let's put his policy numbers 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, let's click save. So now we have two accounts here, or two contact records here. Because we want to keep our software as organized as possible, let's filter out the difference between the two. So let's talk about liquid. Let's search liquid. And because the software understood that that was a monetary digit, so it's going to ask you, hey, this button over here allows you to filter out what's important to you, what's not. So if you want to find out the people who is not empty, meaning that the liquid form, the liquid portion of their contact record is not empty, meaning that you have information there, this is who is going to show up. So all the leads that have information in there is going to show up, and the people who don't have information in this example is not going to show up. But let's say, for example, we want to find out who's greater than $45,000. So we see that these two people are here. But what happens if we choose who's greater than $60,000? Boom. We see Jennifer Demo Tester is greater than $60,000 because the Jennifer Demo Tester was $100,000. Now, what most people would say in that example, what if I just want that person's information to be seen right here? Well, what you can do is edit the column. So you'll click on column, and all the information that's part of the contact records will show up here. So whether it's what we created automatically, which is going to be like the address, who is assigned to, their birth date, that's kind of information that we put in as a template for every contact inside of Progreda. But whatever is custom to your business will also show up here. So for example, liquid was one piece of information that was important to us in our specific business, and policy number was also important to us. So you can see the liquid, you can see who's liquid here. Now the filter is still on, so I'm just going to clear all the filters. Let's hide the filters. And if that's important to you, you can actually see their liquid number that's important to you in your business, okay? Now let's go to tags. Now what a tag is, it's a way to segment the list, segment who you're speaking to. So say for example, you can use a tag for whatever you like to segment the list. So let's say John demo test. Let's say I met him at a networking event. So let's put I met him at Tom's networking event. So I'm gonna put a tag for Tom's networking event. Okay. And let's say for Jennifer demo tester. So Jennifer, I met at Nicole's networking event. We're just gonna add a tag here. Okay. So when we go to John demo tester, oh, the tag wasn't saved. Let me put this here. What I realized is that you gotta do it twice. So there you go. It's saved now, and let's add it. So I realized it didn't save because I didn't click the save button. So when you put the person, you be sure to save that. Whenever you update information here, be sure to click save. So let's go back and click on this. Let's go put this one back here at Nicole network event, and be sure to click save. Okay, let's go back. So now it's saved. So don't forget to click save. Okay. So here now here's the beauty. What we can do is, let me just add one more person inside of here. So let's put Tim, or let's put Andy demo tester. Andy at test.com, and let's put a phone number. And let's click save. Okay. So let's go to the contacts records, and we can see the contacts that we've added. Now there are tags here, and tags are just another way to segment the list. We can add additional tags. So for example, I might add a tag that is woman. So let's add the tag of woman, and be sure to click save. Now it's saved. And then let's add the tag for this person here as man, and click save. So now the tag is here for that person where it says woman, this person says man. You can add as many tags as you want. You could add so you can add as many tags as you like to segment the list. So if I want to search a tag, so let's filter out the group of leads here by the tag who is man. So now all the leads that are tagged man will show up here. Let's say I want to search a tag of all the people I met at Nicole's networking event. Well, I can run that tag here. If you have the marketing automation suite, you can easily send a text message to all those individuals. Click on send a text message, and so forth. You can also send an email. You click on send an email, and so on and so forth. Okay. You could also do a bulk edit if you have the marketing automation suite. Let's say you want to edit all the tags for each specific person. You click OK, proceed, and then you add the tag here. Okay. So really that's simple to manage all the tags, but that's what the tags are. It's a way to segment your list. Okay. Next that you can do with to manage your contacts is going to be doing a bulk upload or bulk download. Now, in order to accomplish this, you have to have the marketing automation suite, but a bulk download is just to click this button and then export your entire list, all the name, phone number, email of this specific list. So that's what you would do to export it out of your software. Now you can also click to do an import. Okay, so let's do this together, what an import looks like. Now, before I go on to the next portion, I want to be really clear. If you do have the marketing automation suite, you can do the bulk upload, and you can do bulk actions inside the software. Okay, if you don't have the marketing automation suite, then you'll have to do it one by one, and you'll upload each contact one by one. So what I'm sharing with you here is for the marketing automation suite. So let's call this contacts. Let's call this contacts here, and let's say that we have records in a phone book, or we have records in a bunch of business cards, and we're uploading it here. So we'll type in first name, last name and now these are columns. Okay, so this is gonna let the software know that everyone underneath here is the first name, everyone underneath here is the last name, and each row is gonna be all together. So let me show what I mean. So let's put the phone number here, address here, let's put the city here, state. You could put the zip code if that's important to you. You can put the zip code there, that's important to you. Let's just use that for now. All right, so that you can also add any of your custom fields in here as well. Okay, so let's put Jennifer. Actually, let's use another one. Ashley, demo tester, and let's put 31098. Let's put that as the phone number, and let's put the address is 123 Main Street. City is Las Vegas, and the state is Nevada, and then let's do that. Okay, so let's Ashley demo tester. Let's put Barack and Obama. I think it's 1R. So let's put Barack Obama 213-123-1234. Okay, as the phone number, and then 123 Washington Street. Now let's say I don't have his city, so let me just skip that part. But I do know that it's in DC, so let's skip that part. Let's say I don't have his city. Now let's say for Tim, I don't have his last name, but I do have his phone number, 310-987-9876. Okay, but I don't have his address. Okay. Oh, another one piece of information that I forgot is going to be the email. The email is going to be what we call a unique identifier. Now, let's use Ashley@team.com, and let's use Barack@gmail.com. And let's say I don't have Tim's email address either. So I have a limited amount of data on Tim. And let's add one more person, Howard, and then let's put Johnson. And let's say that I have hjohnson@gmail.com, but I don't have his phone number, and I only have his state, which is Massachusetts. So let's say these are the contacts. Now you can add as many as you want. Whether you have the CRM suite or the marketing automation suite, you can add thousands upon thousands in this list as you want. So you can now click download. You're going to download as a CSV file. Okay, so let's call this contacts. Download this as a CSV file. Now let's go back to Progreda, and you're going to click on import. And what we're going to do is we're going to drag and drop this. Okay. Now next that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to map it. Now the software can pick up a lot of the data based on what you said. So for example, if the header, which is this part, which is what's in bold, if the header is the same information inside of Progreda, Progreda is going to determine that information and recognize that the contact field of first name is the same on the header. Okay, so same thing with zip. Now the software recognizes that the zip code and postal code is pretty much the same thing. Okay, so but you can always change it to whatever else is important to you. So if I was doing real estate and liquid was important to me, then I would just add a header of liquid there. Now remember, in order to upload any custom fields, you have to create the custom field first before you create the spreadsheet. Okay, so let's just click next, and that's because I don't have to. So let's say that for whatever reason I'm trying to put in this as the email. That's what's the column header from the file, but the software chose it as their name, which is incorrect. So we would just come in to click email, and you just want to verify each one. The address is correct, the city, the state, the zip code is correct. Okay, now let's click next. What do we want to call this? I'm gonna give it, the software is gonna give it a name, but let's just say that this is from Tom's networking event. So let's say you went to Tom's networking event, and so let's say you went from Tom's networking event and so forth, and you want to add a tag. So what you're going to do is going to click tag, and the software recognizes that we already added Tom's networking event. So let's add Tom's networking event. But let's say in this specific list, we're women. Okay, so we're going to add women. And let's say also part of this specific list, they were investors or potential investors. Whatever is important to you, you can add it here. So the plus sign means that we're going to add that person here, okay? And then we can click on submit. Now, before I do that, we can tell the software what we want it to do, meaning that remember what I shared with you, the unique identifier. In this example, the unique identifier happens to be the email, meaning that if in the software this email is already inside the software, what it's going to do is it's going to update that information. So let me show you what I mean by that. So let's say that we had in the software Barack@gmail.com as a potential client, but we didn't have Barack's phone number. What the software is going to do is it's going to find out that, hey, in the spreadsheet, Barack's email address was here, and in the spreadsheet they had a phone number, but in the software there was no phone number. So the software is going to automatically put the phone number inside of their Progreda account. So that's what it means to add new and update existing contact records. Okay. You can also just add new, but the one I suggest is going to be this one: add new and update. So that's going to be the one I suggest. Okay. And then if you have the marketing automation suite, let's say you just met these folks at an event and you want to connect with them, you can create a marketing automation, or you can create a campaign and then add these people to that campaign and send them emails and text messages and say, hey, it was a pleasure meeting you at so-and-so's event. Would love to connect and set up an appointment. So let's say this was 1,000 people, or let's just say this was 100 people. So if it was 100 people, you wouldn't want to send text messages and emails manually, would you? No, that's why you have Progreda. So what you would do is just choose a campaign, and then submit it. So I'm not gonna choose one, because I don't want to send any emails to these folks. And then we're gonna click submit. Now the file is being processed, and then once the file is complete, you'll get an email that the import is complete and finished. So once it's complete and finished, you can now go to your contacts and you'll see all the new leads that we added. So in this example, we had Barack Obama, and because we gave those specific tags, the tags are now imported inside of the account. Remember, you can add as many custom elements as you want. You can add the specific information. So that's what was here on the spreadsheet. Now, I use Google Docs as the easiest way to create a spreadsheet. You can also use Microsoft Excel in order to make these type of spreadsheets as well. So I'm going to show you another example. So here of filtering. So now we have a lot more leads. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we have 6 more leads. What I could do is go to click liquid. Let's use liquid as an example. And let's say I want to find out who's not empty, meaning that we have specific data, and I want to find out if they're liquid or not. So let me just click liquid. And in this example, $50,000 or $100,000. So now we can see those people's numbers. So now the software recognized that all the other contacts didn't have any information. Let's say I want to find out who doesn't have any information. So I'll click liquid. And then for the people that has information, so because it's a number, so we can put is greater than 1. We can find out those people, or we can choose the people who's less than 1. So here is completely how to manage all your contacts inside of the Progreda platform. So all your contacts will be here. Now the great thing is if you have any forms connected, I'm going to be sharing with you how to get all your leads inside of the platform in another video. But if you have any forms, all those forms, any new appointments will automatically create a contact record. And when the email is created, when the email is there, anytime the customer sends you an email, it would always be inside of the contact record. So all the conversation will be just right here inside of the contact record. Any specific information that's important to you will be on the left-hand side. The activities, the tasks, the notes, the appointments, all that information will be on the right-hand side in the panel, and the conversation will be right here in the middle. Also, if you have additional team members, when you click assign to, you'll see all your additional users. In this specific account, we don't have any users because this is just a demo account. But in this specific account, there's no users. But when you click assign to, you'll be able to see all of the leads, all of your team members who are other users in the platform. If you have the CRM suite, you're limited to just one user, which is going to be you, the business owner. However, if you have the marketing automation suite and you're really scaling your business, then you can create as many users as you want inside of the platform. And you can click assign to for that person to be assigned to this specific contact, meaning that person is going to communicate, your user on your team is going to be the one communicating with this individual, okay? So that's really if you're scaling your business. So remember, all your contacts are going to be housed in the contacts tab and will be managed all here, and you can organize it however you see fit. You can create as many custom. So if you click on this gear icon, you can also go directly to the custom fields tab, and you can create as many custom pieces of information that you want. So we can create multiple options. Custom, so we can say interested in our services. Let's just use that as an example. We can copy the placeholder, and then you can put yes, no, maybe. Click save. And then when we go back to the contact record, we can have this drop-down menu, and we can have it be multiple options for whatever that looks like, okay? And then you could also filter that as well to make it as easy, so that way you can segment people. So the goal here is that you have thousands upon thousands upon thousands leads over time, and you're continually growing and scaling your business, utilizing the software to make it as easy as possible to manage all your contacts inside of the software. However you can imagine to segment people with the software, you can organize all of your leads.